Hello everyone, happy Friday. I always like to wait a little bit until the video gets big. There it goes. Boom. Okay. Happy Friday. This is one of my favorite parts of doing these videos. It's my investment journey. And the reason why it's my favorite part is because I get to walk you through it, man. I get to go side by side with you. We get to go on this journey together, and it doesn't look like there's no intimidation, right? Because you'll see how I got there, how I started. It's not like, and again, I say this all the time, but it's true. It's not like I'm these gurus, the Grant Cardones or Robert Kawasaki guys that have already made it and then they're telling you how to do it. Where you look at that and you go, so I feel overwhelmed because they've already have all this stuff, and so that can't be me. Versus me, you guys know me. I'm a hard working, ground and pounding. I've been doing it for a while now, but I had nothing. Grew up poor and started a business, grew it, made it successful, and now I'm starting to buy franchises. And so there's a I hope I'm doing my part where, and this is me, sharing my heart with you. I hope I'm being authentic with you guys so you guys can see like, okay, hey, this guy's not blowing smoke. This guy's being real with me, and if he can do it, I can do it. That's my goal. And this video is that like, okay, hey, if this guy can do it, I should be able to do it. This guy's not special. I want you guys to look at me and go, this bum can do it. I can do it, right? Come on. I know you got some hard egos out there. Give me it. And so that's how I want you to feel in these videos. I want you to go, hey, if this guy can do it, I can do it. And so I'm going to copy exactly what he's doing, but maybe do it better or do it faster. Okay? And so a little bit of background on me. I've been an entrepreneur now for about 8 years or so, I think. I got out of the Air Force. I did Air Force for 7 years. Got my master's degree in business. Got out. I was a probation officer for a little bit. Shout out to Cochise County. And then, my brother started this business. I bought into it at an early stage, and then we literally built it from nothing, no trucks, making nothing a year to over $1 million. And so a lot of lessons learned there, guys. A lot of value, a lot of hard work, a lot of time. It took me a lot of time to grow that business from nothing to something. And so that kind of leads me into why I'm choosing for my first business to kind of share with you guys and to invest is going to be a franchise. Now, Brian, dude, why are you doing a franchise, bro? Why don't you do real estate? Or why don't you build another business? You know how to do it. You've done it already. Time. Our greatest asset is time. That's our greatest asset, guys. And it took me, 7 years to grow the moving company, and I wasn't alone. I had a fantastic team. I had amazing people that were right there with me growing it. But it took me 7 years to grow that business from nothing to $1 million. Great lessons learned, and if that's what you kind of want to do, definitely do it. I urge you to. I got my master's degree in business, my MBA, really when I was running that business. I might have got one on the wall back here. It's not actually hung up. It's actually in my closet. It's not back there. It used to be back there in my old office. I maybe got that in school, but I really got it ground and pounding every single day, marketing, going to groups, networking, all that kind of stuff, and just working the numbers throughout my business. But yeah, man, time. That's your greatest asset. That's the reason why I'm choosing franchise today versus growing another business here. And the reason I'm choosing franchise over real estate in the beginning is because of the amount of money you can make, right? So the name of the game in investments, in business, in life, I would say, is you want to make the most amount of money as fast as possible. And then when you make that money, you don't spend it on junk. You don't spend it on liabilities. You don't spend it on cars and all that nonsense. You have fun with some of it, but you take that money and you invest into assets. You invest it into businesses. You invest it into real estate. You invest it into collectibles. You invest it into gold, crypto, stocks, whatever your thing is. And I can help you find your thing. But yeah, you make that money, and then the first thing you do is you start buying assets with it. You don't buy junk. I know that's our first instinct. I know many people, myself sometimes too, it's like, oh, I made this extra money. I'm going to go buy this gun. Or I'm going to go buy this new boat. Or I'm going to go buy this and that. And so that's the name of the game. You make your money fast, and then you start investing and you start building. And so franchise is going to be number one. I can make a lot more money a lot faster, and then I can buy other assets. Because again, I shared with you before in investment video number one, is my goal is to start the franchise today, and then at the end of the year, if I've created enough cash flow, monthly cash flow, is to literally buy another piece of real estate at the end of the year. And so have my business, real estate, and then next year get another franchise, and then another piece of real estate, and just keep trying to do that every single year until, I'm not greedy, but until my cash flow is positive to a level where I can retire my wife. That's my goal. I don't know about you. I don't know if you're, if you have a husband, wife, partner, whatever the case may be, but my goal is I want my wife to retire from corporate world, and I want her to be able to, be on this entrepreneur journey with me. It's amazing. It's hard, it's challenging, but it's so beautiful. And I encourage you guys to figure out your why and kind of go forward. So with that, I know I talked a long time on that. So week 2, I got to sit with my franchise broker. Oh man, she's a sweetheart. She's the number one in the country, and I understand why. Her name is Kim Daly. I'm going to do a little shout out to her. If you don't know who she is, you need to know who she is, especially if you're looking about getting in the franchise space, maybe buying a franchise business. Kim Daly, she has her own podcast. She's a beautiful spirit. She's got great energy. I've never met someone with such great energy, and she just has a wealth of knowledge. And so check her out on her Facebook, or check her out on her YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. Her podcast as well. But yeah, she's been fantastic through this journey and really motivated you and asked the right questions. So part of the process I think I shared with you in the video 1 was they're going to be asking you questions, right? They want to get out of the surface level and get a little bit deeper. They want to figure out why. Why do you want this franchise? What is it going to help you to accomplish, right? So they want to get to these deeper level questions so they can put in the right type of franchises that are going to make you push harder when it gets hard. One thing I learned in business, man, it's hard. There have been days where you are just grinding and you're tired, and there has to be a bigger why for you to keep going, for you to keep putting that time in, for you to keep putting that energy in. And so I think that's why they ask those type of questions, just to get to that deeper why. And so now I'm on that level where I'm past the first part of getting those questions, and then now they've offered me 5 businesses, 5 franchise opportunities of where I want to go. I'm not going to share the names of it yet, just because it really doesn't add any value to you to know the names of the franchises. But what's cool about it is one thing that Kim told me, and it really makes sense, is she said, don't pick, and this is for you too if you're doing your franchise journey with me, or later in the road if that's what you're going to do. Don't choose I know this sounds weird, but don't use your intuition, right? So like there's a couple businesses I already see on this paper that I'm like, I have to do those. Because she gave me one that I really asked for, and I really wanted it. But she said something to me that really, I've been praying about it. And she said, don't just go into every single opportunity open mind. Don't latch on to one yet. Don't kind of have favorites. Just go in with a clean slate, and then just take notes. Take notes whenever you're there, you're having your meetings, but act like everyone you know nothing about, you have no favoritism towards it, and just be open-minded to the possibilities. Because all of them have their strengths and weaknesses, right? There's some that are going to require real estate, so that's a higher investment. There's some that are more my passion, and then there's some that are going to be lower investment, so it's going to cost me less to start it, but I could possibly make more the first or second year. And so I'd say when you're in this phase on this journey with me, whenever you're on it, and you're kind of the franchise broker said, hey Johnny, hey Lisa, here's your 5 businesses that might be good for you for your franchise opportunity. I would just say have an open mind. Don't pick your favorites yet. Just go into every meeting and just kind of be free and just take notes like crazy. And then from there, then start eliminating. But don't eliminate until you kind of hear them out, right? And so that's where I'm at in my journey. Next week I have my meetings with all my franchises. I'm going to go in clear-minded, open-minded, and just see, have the way I kind of look at it is with investments. And if you're an investor, you can definitely give me a shout out. You can raise your hand up. You never go into investments. You never do deals with emotion, right? And I know that's counterintuitive because we're a very emotional people. You're right. You can see it, man. You see it on the news. You see it everywhere. I don't want to get into politics or anything like that, but we're a very emotional people. I see it when I talk to clients sometimes about like, hey, I think you should do this investment. And you can see it. Like, I can see in their mind, even though they're not telling me, but I can see in their mind all the things they're thinking about what they're going to have to give up emotionally, right? Short-term pleasures versus like the long-term, like the delayed gratification. And so as emotional people, you don't buy your investments emotionally. Strictly numbers. Right? That's the way I do it, at least. You can do however you want to do, but that's what's going to be huge for me, is when we go in these meetings and we start looking at ROI, right? And so if you've never invested, it's a pretty common term. It's just return on investment. If I'm giving you $100,000, what is my return on investment, right? 40%, 20%, 10%, 5%, 50%, 2,000%. Whatever the case may be, and the way you calculate that, guys, I'm not going to give you a whole big lesson on it, but it's simple, right? What is going to be your cash flow? What's going to be your cash flow month 1, and then times that by 12. That would be a simple, return on investment. And they're going to have, with the franchise, they're going to have all those numbers for you. It's a very easy. They already have it. It's already been proven, and they already have the systems and everything. But that's a good thing to ask, though. How much is it going to cost me? How much is my investment worth? If I'm giving you $100,000, what can I expect as a return for this business? Because then another thing, guys, what you can do is, man, you can start planning. Like you can go, okay, hey, if I'm going to be getting if I give them $100,000 today and I build this business, and then the return on investment is in the end of the year, I might be making, let's say, 300,000, right? It could be more, could be less, who cares? So I've just 3x'd my investment for the first year, because again, you only put that investment in one time, and then next year you make more, and next year you make more, and then, but that extra spread, you can buy another business. You can finance your second franchise or your real estate with that extra. Again, the worst thing I see people do, it's not the worst thing, but it's not the smartest, is they make money. So I've got one of my clients making good money now, but not investing at all, but spending it all on junk. And I love this person with all my heart, but you know what I mean? Like, there's better ways to do it. There's faster ways. There's more efficient ways to make that money. But you really, in investing, I think it's a lot like working out. It's a lot like just any sort of discipline, sword fighting, MMA, gardening, whatever the case may be. There's a level of discipline that, hey, I make $10,000 back on my investment. So let's look at my franchise, right? So say I do my franchise in the first month, probably not going to happen, but let's just say it does. First month, I make $10,000 back, right? I'm not going to spend that $10,000, right? Like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinvest some of that in the business, Me personally, I'm going to tithe some of that. I'm going to give some to my church, and the rest of it, I'm going to put aside to build up for another investment. I'm either going to invest it in something else right away, or if I know, hey, Brian, I need to get another $100,000, and then I can buy another franchise, then literally a portion of that's going to be set aside until it gets to that $100,000, and then boom, it's going to be dropped into my other investment, right? And so start thinking of it that way, guys. I know we don't think of it that way, but it's a shame. But that's what you should be thinking about when you start making more money. When you start, especially if you're investing right now, that money shouldn't be sitting there. That money should be actively making you money. Whether that's, again, stocks, whether you have that in your IRA, whether you have that in your IBC policy, whatever the case may be, it should be compounding and making you money. And then the trick of it, and here's where it gets to higher levels, is how can I make that dollar? And I've said this before, but I really want you to hear it today. Okay? How can I make that dollar work twice for me? How can I make that dollar work 3 times for me? How can I make that same dollar, work 5 times for me? Right? 5 times, sorry, it was like 4. Do you get that? Most of us only think about how that dollar can work 1 time for me. That's not how the rich do it. The rich allow their dollar to work 2, 3, 4, 5 times for them. Maybe more. I've seen a policy, I've seen a setup where, man, I think his dollar was working like 7 or 8 times for him. It was I still don't even get it. That's why I'm not even going to teach you guys that, because I still don't even understand it. Because I just was never taught that. But literally, he has a system set up where his dollar's working here, it's working here, it's working 8 separate times for him in the same strategy. It's like, how in the world did he do this? But it's possible. And so you just got to learn, you got to practice, you got to study. I'm going to figure it out because I want that for me. But that's what I want you guys to think about too during this is, hey, you set your franchise up, you buy it, you pick the one that, it's just the return on investment makes sense, it's good money. Your next thing should be, okay, hey, I'm going to buy this franchise, I'm investing into it, but your next thought should be, hey, what's my next investment? I'm not saying don't enjoy this. Hear me out. I want you to enjoy this. I want you to love this investment. Say you buy a pizza place, your Pizza Hut. Your Pizza Hut's doing good, but you should be thinking about what's your next one. What do I need? How much do I need for my next Pizza Hut? If you want to stay in the Pizza Hut space, or you want to stay in the food space, or whatever it is. Say you want to buy gyms. You want to buy Gold's Gym. You buy your first Gold Gym. Your literally next plan should be, how much money can I be pulling from here to buy my second one as fast as possible, while still being able to sustain and have the lifestyle I want, and still be able to save like maybe some emergency fund, right? There's always I'm with Dave Ramsey. You should always have an emergency fund. You should always have money just in case. But part of that money from this business, you should be funneling into a separate account to be building for your. And this is your don't touch you money. This is your investment fund, funding over to buy your second one. And then once you get 2 of them, how much faster? Let me ask you a question. Okay, so you got your one up. You saved up. You did that. You were smart. You took 20%, 30%, whatever the case may be. Now you bought your second one. Say it took you a year to buy your second one. So now you've got 2. Right? I'm going to go out here in front of the camera. How long do you think it's going to take you to buy number 3? You're doing the same strategy. So much faster, right? You've got 2 now. You've got 2 money-making machines that you're pumping in 20%, 20%. Now you've got 40% going in for your third one. Boom. So maybe now it takes, let's say you cut it in half, right? Theoretically, you could cut it in half. So now in 6 months, instead of a year, you buy your third one. Now you've got 3 machines. I don't have 3 hands. I don't have 3 hands, so 1, 2, 3. Pitching there's a third one in the middle, okay? Here, 3. Boom. Pizza, pizza, pizza. How much faster is it going to take you? You're doing your 20% now to buy number 4. It's going to be so much faster, guys. Do you guys kind of get the name of the game, right? This is Monopoly. Think about Monopoly when you were a kid, when you just kept buying houses, and then eventually you started dominating the game because you owned everything. People were just paying you cash flow every time they landed. If you guys don't know this game, it's Robert Kiyosaki's game called Cash Flow. I freaking love that game. I highly recommend it. Get you some. Get you some of that game. It's amazing. It's fun. It's every time I play it, I learn something, and every time I play it, this idea of investing becomes deeper and deeper ingrained in me, and it becomes it doesn't become scary anymore. I know a lot of people that can be scared. I used to be scared of investing, and it becomes less scary for sure. And so I hope that illustration just kind of showed you the power of sticking to a system or a strategy, and how much faster, how much time you're going to save. If you build a strategy, it makes sense, you can do it, then you stick to that strategy. And yeah, I think the last thing I'll say, guys, is I'm so happy you're on this journey with me. For those that maybe you'll see this video in, who knows, a couple years from now, a couple months from now, a couple days from now, I'm just so glad you're on this journey. And brother, sister, do it, right? Don't be scared. Just do it. Like if there's one piece of advice I could give you, and I'll share, man, I was that guy who never took chances. I stayed stagnant for, I'm only 33, but man, I had money for a long time, I could have been way ahead of the game probably 10 years ago. Like realistically. Actually, I take that back. Maybe 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I probably had the wealth. 5 years ago, I could have already been, done this. And built a couple of, I probably could have had 4 or 5 franchises by now. Or 4 or 5 pieces of real estate mixed in with franchises. And so what I'll tell you is, don't let your fear, or don't let the story you have about money stop you from taking action. If you know you want to be an entrepreneur, or a real estate investor, or just an investor in general, like, get yourself around the people that are gonna help you win. Get yourself around the people that are doing it. Get yourself around the people that are gonna lift you up, that aren't gonna tear you down, that aren't gonna go, hey, Johnny, I know you're thinking about real estate investing, but man, people fail. They fail all the time. That's going to be you, man. I know this guy Bobby back in the day, and he failed. He lost so much money. You shouldn't do it. Don't listen to those guys. Those guys those guys and girls, I'm not going to be sexist here, but those guys and girls, they never get what they want in life. They are exactly where they are. They're exactly where they were 10 years ago. They're the exact same place. They might have a better job. Maybe they're making a little bit more money, but they're, and I think I say this with my heart. I'm not condemning them. I love them. But it's heartbreaking because I used to be them, right? I can see myself in them, where I would be scared to do investments. And I would talk people out of doing investments because I was scared. And so there's nothing wrong with them. They're just in a different space, a different place. But for you to get to where you want to be, to get to the place that you want to go, to get to the freedom that you can't even imagine, right? You got to be around those people that are going to help lift you up. You got to be around those people that are already doing it. You got to be around those people that go, you know what, I'm scared. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do, but damn it, I'm going to take action. Right? I don't know how this is going to turn out. Hey, look at me. I don't know how these franchises are going to turn out. I'm going to have numbers. I'm going to have return on investment. I'm going to have a lot of data, but it's still going to take me to run the business. Right? That's me being real with you. Like, it's still going to take me. There's still some doubt. But you are crazy to think I ain't doing it. You're crazy to think that I ain't going to put my foot on the gas and run as fast as I can, put my strategies in place, and then buy, 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 and then grow, and then grow, and then grow. And in 5 years, 10 years from now, I'll have an empire. God willing, I'll have an empire. And so my journey, I don't, not to brag or whatever, you know what I mean? It's nothing to do with that. I'm trying to inspire. I'm trying to inspire you. I love you, and I want you to take action. And so I hope this video at least gave you a little jolt of energy of like, I'm ready to go. I love you guys again. So week 2, the big thing you're going to be going over with your franchise broker is just going to be going over. You've already gone over your questions. This one's going to be about going over. They're going to give you the list of businesses, and it's your job to kind of study, set up your appointments with those franchise owners, and then do some due diligence on yourself and figure out, just do some research on the brands. Hey, is this something I like? Are they marketing the way I like? Is this the target audience I want to work with? Is this something I'd kind of like? And then just kind of take notes. But then again, when you go into these meetings, I want you to be open-minded. This sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it's not. There's nothing wrong with being a scientist and writing down. If you're a business owner, you're a scientist as well. So I want you to write down everything you can about it. Objective, right? Scientists are objective. So don't put I feel, no. This is what it is. Design is elegant. Their target marketing to 20 to 60-year-olds. This is the type of revenue I could possibly make. Blah, 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 blah. Write it down like a scientist. Just facts. No emotions, no nothing like that, just facts. And then when you go in the meetings, again, collect fact base. What does it look like, all that kind of stuff. But thank you guys so much. I'll give you guys more information after my meetings. I have my meetings on Monday and Tuesday. I've got full days booked up with that. But I'll share again probably next week just how those went, what they're asking you, what you're looking for. And then just give you pointers when you're on your journey. Like, okay, these are the things you should be asking. These are the things you should be looking for. And all that type of stuff. All that fun stuff, right? This is the fun stuff before it gets hard. This is the fun area. You don't know where you're going. You're on a journey. You've got multiple paths. I've got 4 or 5 paths laid out. And it's like, okay, Brian, where are you going to go? If I go here, this is going to take me on a new journey that I never thought was possible. This one's going to take me here, here, here. So if you're in this stage, I just want to say, be excited. Be so freaking excited because your life's never going to be the same. You're never going to be that guy or girl that you were before you started investing in businesses. Now you're a CEO. You hear me? Look at me. You're a CEO now. You're not Johnny the carpenter or Johnny the trash man or Johnny whatever. Like, no, you're Johnny the CEO. And so carry yourself that way. Let your spirit know. Let your body know. Look yourself in the mirror and go, no. I'm the CEO now. And so enjoy it. Enjoy this part of your journey, man. I love you guys. And I'll hit you guys up again next week, letting you know how it's going. And God bless you guys. And, get after it. Take action. Don't be scared. Don't listen to the naysayers. Get on after it. And I love you. And I'll talk to you later. Peace out.